Good morning, everybody. So Friday morning, this is going to be the second session I'm going to do on Neapolitan songs. I thought I'd start with the better known ones and also the ones that tend to be sung by opera singers. So last week, I started with Torna Sorrento. Today, I'm going to give O Sole Mio a go. As it is a Friday session, we shall, of course, start with our warm-up for physical and mental well-being. I think today we'll start standing. If you're one of those people that needs to be sitting, if you have any back problems, hopefully the exercises will ease the pain of your back. But if you struggle to stand, don't worry, you can sit. If you are sitting, please make sure that you're sitting comfortably and steadily. So either with your feet firmly on the ground, or if you can cross your ankles so that you can be sort of quite centered and allow your pelvic area to support your spine so that you don't slouch to one side or find that your back gets tired while you sing. If you're standing, come on. It's a bit warm, so excuse the bare arms. So we shall start with some deep breaths. Let's go step by step. We'll start breathing in through our nose and blowing through the mouth. Let's try and visualize ourselves as a sphere. So that our body is part of that sphere, sort of across the center. So if you think of yourself as a marble, the body is colored bit in the middle. And the core is right there inside you, at this sort of height. So stand nice and symmetrical, stand nice and strong, and relax your neck so that you can even have your chin nice and low. Don't force it down, but just relax the neck so there's no pressure on the neck, and you can just relax all of the muscles in your head. So focusing on your core as if you were breathing into the core from above and then releasing the air by pushing out from the core, but visualizing that the air fills your own sphere, so it becomes part of your life energy of yourself. So try not to think of breathing out as releasing air, but more as breathing itself is a cleansing of the air around you. So breathing through your nose to start with. We go. Hold it for a moment as the air settles in your lungs, and then blow. Together. When you've released all the air, breathing once more. And blow. We move on to breaths in through the mouth. And really enjoy the sound of your breath as if it was the gentle waves of the sea. And as we think we're on the sea, or by the sea, visualize a nice sunny day. So we'll go. Try to really raise the soft palate as you breathe in. Breathe in. And out. And once more, breathe in. And breathe out. Let's see if we can move side to side in swoops. As we breathe in and out, we go together. And the other side. And back to the center. Really enjoy the breath and enjoy the movement. Allow a smile to happen in your face. So we're aiming for the relaxation of the head muscles, the relaxation of the neck. And through that relaxation, we also want to be able to smile, but smile naturally. So, how do I say this? We need the soft palate up, so we get a lot of air in one go, filling our lungs with air, so we can fully engage the whole of the lungs and also the muscles around and underneath them, so that the muscles can really get involved in the breath support. Smiling helps us keep the soft palate up. So there's a great, easy movement of air. It will also allow us to project our voice better, because as we have more space for the air and sound to travel up and down our throat and the chest, will create more resonance. Therefore, our voice will be better projected. Good. So we've done some breaths. We'll start with some humming. What I'm aiming for, to start with, from the physical side of the exercise, I'm aiming to stretch the muscles on my back across the top, across the shoulders, across the top of the back, and then as we carry on towards the lower back. How do I do that? As we move, as you breathe in, make that sort of movement, so that you're gently welcoming in the air by opening up your back. Good. So we'll start with so it's a hum, but on an it's an N sort of sound. So mouth open, quite nasal, but you should be focusing the vibration towards towards your sinus, really, just behind your nose. You should feel the vibrations just below your eye sockets. So together. Going up. Two more. Last one. Remember to really open up your back. Good. What I'm hoping you felt was that rather than pushing towards the high notes, you were humming, and the humming was nice and fairly easy. But what was getting the exercise and perhaps the stress was your back. Because what we're aiming for from the beginning, as I said, was to stretch the back, side to side from the center, start at the top and towards the bottom. Throughout the exercise, what I was doing is that I was supporting the voice. So what I'm supporting, as I say, I was anchoring. So what I felt that stretching apart all my muscles, starting at the top and then towards the bottom of the spine, well, the bottom of the torso, should I say. Because what you do is that the higher you go in your register, the more you anchor. You need the weight. You need to think low, so that you are really supporting by engaging the muscles of the, down here, effectively. I try not to say too much. I'd like to try and do more in the way of exercise without too much explanation. If it's not very clear, please do leave some comments so I know for next time. For some reason, when I do the live streams on YouTube, I'm not aware of comments. I don't know if it's because people are not commenting at the time, or if it's just the way I've set it up. I don't know. But please do speak to me. Do say what your experience is of these exercises, whether they work or if there's something that doesn't quite work for you. And then we can work together towards the next session. As I always say, these are your sessions. This is your time. As in every singing lesson and vocal coaching, if you were having one-to-one sessions. And as an artist in your life, and even if you're just using the breathing exercises as well-being for yourself, it is about you. It is your life. You need to take charge of your place in your life. And it's not enough to just mirror what someone else does, because a mirror just reflects the light. It's not the person itself. And whilst that sounds obvious, and you may expect people to be different, but actually the way our muscles are moved by our brain, if our reaction is to mirror what someone else does, we will not engage. It is important to experience an exercise for yourself and take charge of it, so then you can say, yes, I did it, it worked. Yeah, good. So the next, we're going to move to vowels. We go same exercise, but with vowels. We go e-o, 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 e-o. Should be nice and simple, nice and light up here. So breathe into the soft palate, raise your cheeks to keep the soft palate up, and support the high note, particularly from your abdominal muscles. Excuse me. So together. E-o, 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 e-o. Up again. E-o, 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 e-o. E-o, 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 e-o. Two more. E-o, 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 e-o. Last one. E-o, 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 e-o. Good. I'm a bit limited for time this morning, so I'm just going to keep an eye on the time. We'll do one more exercise, then we will look at the song. What I'm going to do is that I'm going to sing it, and then once I finish the live stream, I will write the words in the descriptions, so you can then work on the song on your own time. Good. We're just going to go sort of low register. We'll do something very, very simple just to engage and exercise the muscles around our mouth and cheeks. We're just going to go. Okay, together. Going down the scale. Two more. Last one. And for a little bit of release, we'll just go together. Once more for good luck. Good. And release. A very little shake. If you require further exercises, do look at some of the older videos. There's plenty there. And I tend to use more or less the same exercises from time to time, at least. So you'll see. So today we're looking at O Sole Mio. The words, it's a romanzo, it's a love song. It's, excuse me, all the day. The words are in Neapolitan, in the Neapolitan dialect. And they mean, oh, what a wonderful thing is a nice sunny day. There's a lovely fresh air that you get just after, as if after a storm. The fresh air, it's, you know, it feels like a party. You know, you get this sort of wonder, you've had the storm and the darkness, then you've got a lovely sunny day in the fresh air. Everybody, you know, feels really good about life. And yet, there is another sun in my life that's so much more important. My sunshine is my beloved. And when the evening comes and I may feel lonely and melancholy at the setting of the sun, I want to be seeing my sun. My sunshine is my beloved. And the actual words say, the way he puts it is that he says, my sunshine is in front of you. Whether he's singing to other people about his beloved, and that's what he's saying, this is my sunshine. Perhaps, I think that might be it. I don't know. So let's have a look at the melody. I sing it quite slowly, so you can, if you know it, sing along with me, or hopefully you'll pick up the melody. So. Serena, doppo una tempesta, l'aria fresca, pare festa, che bella cosa, una jurnata sola. Scenne, viene quase, malincunia. Sott'a fenesta, toja, restaria. Quanno notte, sule, scenne. It's always difficult without an accompaniment. Neapolitan songs, however, are very much about passion, very much about love. And whilst there is a certain metric feel to the beats, and you will find that with an accompaniment, the accompaniment will be quite steady. They are also show-off pieces, so the accompanist will wait for you if you want to prepare for the also adding trills and vibrato. Oh, I'll take that back, not vibrato. Adding trills is part of the folklore almost of Southern folk music, Southern Italian folk music. It's a real mixture of what we see in Italian opera, of that music that feels very Italian through the language and the beauty of a melody that speaks a sentiment, with the influences that Southern Italy has had over the centuries. Through the time we were ruled by the Moors, and we've had Islam as a widespread religion. We've been influenced by the cultures of North Africa, and a lot of the dialect is based in Arabic as well as Latin and Greek. So you will find a tiny, gentle breeze that speaks of Arabic music and Moroccan music. You know, that sort of feel that is just a hint. It's still very much, perhaps because Italian music is so much of the Italian is so much of the heart of opera, which has been embraced in the Italian language by the whole of the world, let alone the whole of Europe. Italy is seen very much as a European country. It is, of course, but in Neapolitan music, you get that little flavor of not just European. There's something there which is that extra ingredients, the extra spice. I mentioned last week as well about vowels. Neapolitan vowels are very lazy. So you might say, che bella cosa, una giurnata sole. When I write it, giornata will be written with a J. A J is referred to as a long I in Italian, and it only appears in Italian dialects these days. So it's giornata. Che bella cosa, una giornata sole. L'aria serena, rompe una tempesta. Per l'aria fresca pare già una festa. Che bella cosa, una giornata sole. So it's a lot about the double consonants. Consonants are useful to bounce off the sound, but it is also quite a gentle dialect. What else? What other questions would there be? Let me think. Yeah, I don't know. I think that's it. So you've heard it. I think next week we'll do perhaps Funicula, which I think is the next really famous Neapolitan aria, or song, shall we say. If you have any other questions or suggestions, please let me know. Otherwise, my Neapolitan arias get a little bit obscure. I think my thought for this week was going to be Tamburiata Nera, but it's one of those which is seen as, depending on how you hear it, it can be seen as quite a controversial song, but it is also not a classical piece. So we'll look at that at some point, because it's of its genre. It is very Neapolitan. It speaks very much of the history of the Neapolitan culture of Neapolitan people. So in weeks to come as well, I will look at Sicilian songs as well. One of them I'd like to look at is the very well-known, now escapes my mind, European, in the Godfather theme, Brucia la Luna, which is actually in Sicilian. I'm Sicilian, so I'm quite proud of being able to sing music in my own dialect. Although I was never raised to speak Sicilian as a dialect. It tends to be seen by Sicilian families that you should be raised to speak proper Italian rather than the dialect, because it shows your education. Although then you have, should we say, the upper classes, or once people reach a certain level of education, and they turn back and they revisit the dialect from an artistic and cultural point of view. And it is very important to us. Yeah. So I might just throw that in actually just now. I'll just sing it. Brucia la luna in cielo, io brucio d'amori. Fuoco che si consuma come un lume cori. L'anima che piange addolorata non si dà pace, ma chi malanottata. Lo tempo passa, ma non aggiorna, non c'è mai soli, siddu non torna. Brucia la terra mia, brucia lume cori. C'è quave si tira poi da io si ti da muri. Ecco la canto sta me canzoni, se non c'è nudo casa faccia allo barconi. So more on that another week. I hope you enjoyed the session. Sorry, sort of short and sweet, but I have to go to the optician appointment. Lovely. Have a great weekend. And later on, I'll also be popping up a couple of readings of arias in Italian. So if you are an opera student and you're learning songs in Italian, do give me a shout. I've got quite a few that I've been recording just to help people with the pronunciation, where a lot of us are using a lockdown time to learn or brush up on our repertoire. I hope you'll find them useful. Fantastic. Have a great weekend. Bye. Thank you for watching.